As a Portland State University employee, you have certain rights and legal obligations. In this section, Joel and I will cover disability accommodations, FERPA, mandatory reporting, how to report concerns and problems, and Joel will show you how to submit timesheets. You can contact BSU's Human Resources Department or your department manager for more details on these rights and obligations. BSU is committed to following the Americans with Disabilities Act, also known as the ADA. The ADA is a federal civil rights law. It prohibits the exclusion of people with disabilities from everyday activities. To meet these goals, the ADA requires that businesses and organizations provide reasonable accommodations to ensure access to services. As a BSU employee, you can learn more about the process for accessing reasonable accommodation by visiting the resource page. As a student employee, you may be handling student records or sensitive academic materials. All BSU students have certain rights to privacy, meaning that you cannot release their personal or academic records. The Family Education Rights and Privacy Acts of 1974, also known as FERPA, is a federal law that protects the privacy of students' education records. When handling student records, there are some situations in which you can share information. Generally, you can release directory information unless a student has placed a confidentiality restriction on their information. Directory information includes name, email, major, class standing, among other general information. You may also be able to post grades, but you cannot use the students' names or identification numbers if others can see them. It's encouraged that you use D2L to report grades. Do not post grades elsewhere. Speak with your supervisor about specific guidelines before posting any student information. There are some situations in which you cannot distribute student records. For example, you cannot distribute students' exams and papers by putting them in a pickup or self-serve box. This action would violate a student's confidentiality by making protected records available to the public. Additionally, you cannot allow another person, even family or friends, to pick up student exams or papers. Since this is not directory information, it may not be released to anyone but the student. If you have any questions about FERPA, you can visit our resource section or contact the Office of the Registrar. All BSU employees are mandatory reporters. It's your professional and personal obligations to report any incident of suspected child abuse, regardless of whether you're working or not. Abuse may be physical or mental injury, sexual abuse, exploitation, neglect, or threatened harm. You are obligated to make an immediate report of any suspected child abuse if you have reasonable cause to believe that a child you encountered has suffered abuse, or that you encountered a person who has abused a child. This report must be made to the Oregon Department of Human Services. However, if there is an immediate threat to the child's safety, call 911. We strongly recommend that you review BSU's website for more information on how to handle situations of suspected child abuse. Your supervisor may have more internal reporting requirements. Speak to them if you have any questions. BSU students must follow the Student Code of Conduct, which is available in our resource page. If you feel another student is violating BSU's codes of conduct, including general harassment or sexual harassment, you can report this concern using the link on our resource page. If you have concerns about discrimination in the workplace, you can report it to your supervisor. If your concern involves your supervisor, reach out to the Office of Global Diversity and Inclusion by visiting our resource page. Here, you can learn more about how to file a complaint. Finally, in an urgent situation, contact Campus Public Safety at 503-725-4404. If you are in life-threatening danger, contact the police at 911.
Hello, my name is Joel. I'm a master's student and ambassador at the College of Engineering for Portland State University, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do your timesheet. All PSU employees are paid on a monthly basis at the end of the month. You are paid for work performed from the 16th of the previous month through the 15th of the current month. For example, on May 31st, students will be paid for work performed from April 16th through May 15th. Timesheets are due on the 15th of the month, but your supervisor may require you to submit it earlier to ensure adequate processing time. The first step to submitting your timesheet is to log on to BandWeb. Simply click on the Employee Services tab and then click on the Employee tab. You'll see a list of employee information. This is where you can look up information about how you were paid each month, how much sick leave you have remaining. However, you'll most often use it to access your timesheet. Click on the Timesheet tab. Next, you will see a list of positions organized by job title and PSU department. As an MCEX employee, you will always click the position with MCEX listed in the title. Click on the current pay period from the drop-down menu. Then click on the Timesheet button to begin your timesheet. Once you enter the Timesheet section, you can begin entering your hours by clicking the Enter Hours link. Be aware that if your position is eligible for federal work study, you'll need to click on the Work Study Student Wages section when entering hours. If you don't qualify for work study, just enter your hours under the regular student wages section. Once you open your timesheets in an Outlog, you can begin entering your hours. If you work more than 6 hours in a shift, you are required by law to take an unpaid 30-minute break. You can input this by leaving a gap period between two rows. For example, you can write 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the first row and 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the second time in out row. Additionally, you may label your shift if your supervisor requests that you label your projects or tasks in different ways. You can do this by erasing the 1 in the shift field and putting a different letter or number in this field. Once you enter your information, you can either save your timesheet for later or click Next Day. Pay close attention to the date listed at the top of each section so you don't accidentally enter a shift on the wrong day of the week. Once you finish entering all of your time for a given month, you can go back to the main screen to see the total hours submitted. Always click Preview Timesheet to review all your hours for accuracy. Once you have verified that they are accurate, you can click Submit for approval. This will take you to a screen in which you need to enter your ODIN password to confirm completion. Once you enter your password and it is accepted, your timesheet is submitted. Just click Preview Timesheet, print off a copy, sign and date it. Then turn it into your supervisor by the 15th of each month. Submitting your timesheets by the 15th of each month ensures that you're paid on time. If you have submitted your timesheets and it is incorrect, you will need to enter BandWeb and cancel your timesheet. You will need to create a new timesheet and resubmit it. Contact your supervisor for the next steps in this process.